From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
$1,400 third stimulus checks are landing in bank accounts this weekend. The $1,400 third stimulus checks started arriving yesterday. More started showing up today. And more will show up on Monday. But what's with this March 17th date? A series of big banks are under fire because of a call to action in which the stimulus checks may not post until March 17th. What's the significance of that? When will you get your electronic receipt of the stimulus check? I have all the big details hitting across the board as millions of Americans await the arrival of the $14 stimulus check starting right now on Afternoons LALATE. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for the final half hour of Afternoons LALATE. We've heard a lot of stuff over time, but one of the things we never heard about is a cash-out date like the one we're seeing this time. This is just a little bit strange. $1,400 stimulus check for March 17th? What's going on here? If you've not subscribed, today is the day to subscribe. Thank you, Debbie, for becoming a Purple Hawk. The subscribe link is at the top of the chat, and also consider becoming a member like Debbie. Everyone welcome Debbie to the family. It's a lot of developing details. I'm going to go over all of them in this video. This video is going to be the final live Afternoons LA show of the day in which I explain to you what's in this twist of the electronic receipt. Your stimulus checks were sent out on Friday. That was first developed on this channel several days ago. I told you on Thursday they're going out on Friday, and I also told you that you may receive it on Friday. Hundreds of viewers did receive it on Friday. Very simple. Other hundreds of viewers received it today. Also very straightforward. And we know that more of you receive it on Monday. Okay, no problem. Nothing unusual about that. Electronic receipt of stimulus checks just takes a little bit of time to process until you got to the big banks. And out of nowhere, a series of big banks started trending online today when they said stimulus checks will be available March 17th. What the world is March 17th? No one knows. In fact, I don't know. I don't think in any of the times that I've recorded in the last 11 months have I first time ever said I don't know what the world that is, with the exception of Javita Carranza or Nancy Pelosi's hairstyle. I don't know what March 17th signifies, and it makes absolutely categorically no sense. Let me explain what's going on. Stimulus checks were pushed out by an electronic delivery system from IRS on Friday. The electronic push was a single push. There's not several waves of push, it's one push. It's an electronic transmission of information from IRS to banks. That push is denoted by bank account number, routing account number, and Social Security, and the amount. Very simple. They don't know anything else about you in that transmission. Very straightforward. Now, the pushing of the stimulus check is not dependent upon any factor other than you're eligible, and IRS knows your bank account information. Let's make that even clearer. The pushing of the stimulus checks by IRS on Friday was not done first for one group of people rather than for another group of people. Untrue. It was not pushed for credit unions before commercial banks. Also untrue. It was not pushed for Western United States before Eastern United States. Also untrue. It was not pushed for veterans before Social Security recipients. Also untrue. None of these things are true. It was one massive push of electronic data. And that electronic push started Friday morning. Now, because I've been recording for a while, I knew under second stimulus that some viewers may get that stimulus check later on Friday. In fact, ironically, if you look at the #1 financial news site, not on YouTube, but elsewhere, we're just right behind them. They're reporting that people will start getting stimulus checks on Monday. No, some of us have already gotten it. Some of the viewers have already got to it. Shows how information is really not traveling very clearly this weekend. But when they did that push on Friday, was someone being pushed first? And I don't mean cows see no cows. No one was being pushed before another one was being pushed. Everything was being pushed at the same time. But the big banks today issued a series of strange news statements. Some issued press releases, some set up web pages, some set up Twitter handles. And among the messages they said today were crazy stuff like this: that IRS has indicated that payments will be distributed in multiple phases. Well, yeah, it did when referring to electronic phases versus paper phases. There are not multiple phases of the electronic distribution. There is the electronic and then there's the paper or the debit card. So that statement was very strange. The other strange statement that same big bank made was that there's an effective date for the U.S. Treasury on the stimulus check. What does that mean? It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. It sort of sounds like IRS sent out a stimulus check on Friday, but the date on the check is the 17th of March. And so they can't release the funds until March 17th. Untrue. It would be, it's really, really untrue. That would be a little bit impossible considering that other banks have already released the funds. So how would some banks have different dates on their checks than other banks? Not true. Chime and Cash App have shown that the situation has been relatively lappable for the big banks. The commercial, the credit union banks, the small financial fin banks or app banks have done a really great job on getting the funds on Friday and releasing them on Friday or today. The big banks, not so good. And over the duration of this channel since April of last year, I have fully detailed every time something happens with the IRS, the big banks mess up. They messed up with PPP the first time, not going live, not even applying, not even processing applications, people screaming and shouting at the big banks. There's enough articles about that. This time we're back with the big banks having problems with stimulus checks. Now, this is a little bit different than what happened under second stimulus with the tax preparers. There they actually had a technical problem. If you recall, under second stimulus, there was 2 or 3 major tax preparers that had a technical problem. This is not a technical problem. They actually confirmed they had the funds and they're not available until the 17th. Not particularly clear. What I need you to know about is the following. 1, viewers over the course of this day have learned the first item the most importantly, which is your receipt of the stimulus checks is dependent upon only one factor: who you bank with. That is it. And viewers have learned this lesson very quickly. It's not dependent upon your last name alphabetically. It's not dependent on what state you live. It's not dependent if you're on SSI versus veteran benefits. It's not dependent if you have 3 kids or 2 kids. It's not dependent upon any factor what date you receive the funds other than your bank. The bank and the processing institution is really the big issue. And ultimately, if you all use a particular bank and you all see the same problem, that's indication of where the problem lies. The question you should ask fellow viewers is anyone else banking at the bank I bank at? Because I'm having problems. I haven't seen the stimulus check. And if other viewers say, yes, I haven't seen mine other as well, then you know you are among the group that are having problems with that particular bank. Now, on the other hand, if you ask viewers and they do shop at your bank and they have gotten the check and you haven't, that's not cause for alarm. But if you wait to maybe Monday or Tuesday and you see a lot of people at your bank that use your bank that have got to the stimulus check and you have not, that now may start to be concern. It's too early to say it's of concern now, but by Tuesday it would be an issue of concern. Basically, the single best indicator of receipt of the stimulus check is what's going on with other people who also use the same bank as you. The indicator is not whether you're on SSI. The indicator is not based upon what state you're in, and the indicator is not based upon age or any other demographic item. So that's really what's important. Next, calling people up doesn't do anything. Every time I say this, I crack up, but I just have to because people really still think we're in the 1970s where you can call people up and shout at them and things get done. No, we're now in the digital age where it's a digital transmission of money from IRS to your bank. So it's two computers talking to each other. Guess what? The computers don't answer the phone. The computers don't speak to you. They're robots. They don't speak to you. If you call up Georgette, who's the bank teller at your local bank, she can't speed up the computers. She's not a computer. She's Georgette. She doesn't have the ability to speed up the bank processes. Also, calling up IRS, not going to help. Calling up SSI, not going to help. Trust me, I have been on live for about 5 hours today, and I've yet to check a lot of social media messages. But I have seen about 3 already where people say, I called someone up. Don't call someone up. It's not going to help the process. It doesn't speed up the process. Let's go to the IRS tracking items, which I fully predict will be the topic du jour all next week. Whether it's the non-filer filing or the track my tool or the transcript or any other brilliant instrument that IRS comes up with, it will be the topic du jour every day next week. And I will have the same message over and over again. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Don't get upset. Don't get stressed out. They don't work. And if they do work, congratulations. But they don't work. And yet people still use them. Let's go over each of them one at a time. First, the Track My IRS tool. Oh, my goodness. Someone in one of the videos earlier today said, it's open. It's live. It works. Congratulations. Just because it's live doesn't mean it works. There's times when it's live, and there's times when it's down. When it's down, I think people literally go into cardiac arrest. I don't know why. When I tell you it doesn't work. And then when it's live, they're, oh my God, it's live. I'm so excited it's live. And then they try it doesn't work, meaning it doesn't give them any information. Oh, this is horrible. And then they think that the lack of information means they're not getting a stimulus check, meaning when the tool works and they type in something that says no information, congratulations, no information, they think that's time to now panic and go into cardiac arrest because it says there's no information. No, the tool doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So if you use the tool and you don't get any benefit out of the tool, congratulations. You have now fallen into the vortex, the Bermuda Triangle of using a tool that doesn't work. Now, if the tool does give you some information, understand the dates of the information is generally also wrong as well. So often it will tell you the stimulus check went out Friday. And by next Wednesday, you will be panicking because the tool said it went out on Friday. Why would you not have a stimulus check by Wednesday? It must be something bad. I got to get on the phone and complain to someone. No, again, the tool is generally not accurate. Let's then go to the non-filer filing. I got to tell you, you know what the non-filer filing is like? It's like the people who think that Destiny's Child is going to get back together and tour again. It's I can't believe I said that. It's just like that. The non-filer filing has the best press agent that ever existed. Everyone thinks the non-filer filing is going to come in and pick them up and take them to the promised land. Thank you, non-filer filing. Take me away. Calgon, no, you can't take me away. The non-filer filing won't take me away. That thing is gone. It's gone, and it won't come back anytime soon. Let me explain. If you use the non-filer filing in early 2020 and it worked, good. If you want to use it again, because you need assistance because something else is not working for you, you can't. It's dead. It's gone. It's like, the hope that the Rolling Stones are going to give you are going to tour in the next 4 months. It's just not happening. So there's always these people who think the non-filer filing is there to save them and it just doesn't work. It doesn't. It is long gone, and it is a moment in history from last year. Then we go finally to the transcript. The transcript is your best hope for maybe a glimmer of some information. The transcript is going by irs.gov, signing in and typing in your social security, setting up a username and password, and doing a transcript search of your name. And when you do that, it may give you some information. And the information may be wrong. Or it may give you some information with the wrong date. Or it may give you no information. Ultimately, it may give you something, but again, do not get nervous if it doesn't. So when should you think your stimulus check is missing? I think some viewers this morning at 9 a.m. thought it was already missing. It's not. When is the benchmark on when do you start to worry about a stimulus check electronically? Probably the end of next week. These things always take strange twists and strange turns, and now is not the time to think that that situation has happened. If you have gotten the stimulus check and it's the wrong amount and someone's check is missing, or if you really do believe that you should be one of the early recipients of your stimulus check and your bank does not have that mystery March 17th deadline, what should you do and how should you deal with the situation? I have that coming up right after this commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. It's very funny. Inevitably, as you would certainly expect, there's so much urban legend that's growing about stimulus checks and dates and going out and receiving. And even during the commercial break, I saw some of the urban legends. Thank you for joining me on the final recording of Afternoons LA. If you have not hit the subscribe button, today is the day to subscribe, because ultimately, you don't want to be turning to urban legends for your information, because urban legends will get you down a path of stressful times in which people told you something's going to happen, and when it doesn't happen, then you're confused. Among the strange comments that I saw during the commercial break, someone said, IRS said they're sending out stimulus checks starting today and tomorrow. If you have ever dealt with anything in the banking institution, you would know that is an impossibility. Why? Because electronic distribution of funds can never be transferred on a Saturday or a Sunday. They go out on a Monday. And moreover, if the message is that they were sent out today or tomorrow, that doesn't make any sense, because no money is ever sent out from banks on Saturdays and Sundays. There's no bank clearinghouses to send out disbursements of funds. But needless to say, there's a lot of crazy urban legends out there. And if you're one of the people that wants to repeat gossip, then go ahead, do the best you can. But the thing that you need to know is that a $14 stimulus check already landed in hundreds of viewers' bank accounts on Friday. More hundreds landed today. A lot of them are people who bank with normal banks. They don't bank with anything particularly unusual. They got the stimulus check. Some of them are people on benefits. Some of them people are unemployed people. Some of the people are in the Midwest. Some of the people in the Southwest. A lot of very unusual, different types of viewers this channel. It's no different than prior stimulus packages. Every single time, it's always the same situation. And with that, people sometimes don't like to hear that someone else got a stimulus check before them and try to come up with a reason why other people's checks may not have landed. In fact, in one of the videos earlier today, someone said, I don't believe anyone has gotten a check. Yeah, they actually have. So ultimately, what I need you to know is that you hopefully get the right amount of check and that the check does land next week. Now, what happens if you do get a check over the weekend and it's the wrong amount? Let's say there is a missing household member. What do? At the moment, there's no guidance from IRS how to fix it, but it's likely by filing a tax return. The way you fix it is likely by a tax return. How many people in the household should get a stimulus check? This is also like second stimulus. Under second stimulus, there was a limit on the people in the household. Under this stimulus package, there's a limit as well. And just like second stimulus, more than that number of household recipients are getting stimulus checks. Some viewers are reporting 6 stimulus checks in one household. One viewer reported 5 stimulus checks in their household. It's just one of the circumstances. If you're an adult dependent, the stimulus check goes to the person whose tax return you appear as a dependent on. And with that, as always, I always love to end the day with answering some of your questions. So let me see if anyone has any great questions about the stimulus check. Someone said, so this major bank is not doing their checks until the 17th. Yes, that is what I heard about that bank, but I won't mention them on air. Another person said, I'm very happy for those who receive their stimulus checks. That's a wonderful comment. We should be happy for one another, and we should not be in disdain or displeasure for another viewer if they got theirs before someone else did. My daughter got her stimulus check last night, $4,200. That's a very fascinating number. Congratulations. Someone said, I was told by a friend in Social Security we will not get it until Monday. There comes sort of the gossip. You know, sometimes gossip is true. Sometimes it's not true. But another person says, folks, now it's time to be patient. It is really time to be patient. Where is my stimulus? I'm on SSI. Ultimately, it's not a dependent whether you're on SSI. It's a dependent on who you bank with. My $1,400 is Wednesday, said someone else. Another one said the same thing. So if you say don't listen to urban legends, we shouldn't. Oh, that's a real nice. Bye. Wow. I got all 5 of us. Wow, congratulations. Trisha says all 5 of her family members got their stimulus check. So that is great news. Christine says, I haven't received mine yet. Chicago's in the room, said someone else. How are you? At some rate, candles will we'll need some candles. When will SSA get their deposits? It's not dependent on the fact that you are on SSA, but rather who you bank with. Big day across the board, and let me give you the big update as we go into the final minutes of Afternoons LALATE. The big details across the board is that millions of Americans have started to receive their $1,400 third stimulus check in their bank account Friday. More received it today. The receipt of the stimulus check direct deposit is not based upon your livelihood or your name or your location or your benefit situation, but is dependent upon your bank. Renee, thank you for the dancing lemon or winged lemon. It's dependent upon who you bank with. And ultimately, different banks process money at different rates. And there we are. Thank you for joining me on a big day of Afternoons LALATE. I see Lynn in the room, and Jim, and Casino, and Art, who, of course, we all have noticed that this March 17th, maybe they're holding it out for St. Patrick's Day. I haven't received mine yet either. I got mine $5,000 pending. I got mine, but it says $5,000 pending, says one viewer. Very interesting. Their bank says, another person says their bank's not paying to the 18th. Thank you for joining me on Afternoons LALATE. If you have not hit that subscribe button, hit it right now, and I'll see you later on this evening on LALATE.